Welcome to the AIP channel where anything is possible, where we'll talk about anything and everything your heart's desire. And we're broadcasting on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP, Digital Broadcasting, Spotify, Apple, and all where you get all your other favorite podcasts. So please enjoy. Welcome to the AIP channel where anything is possible. Appreciate you coming back and listening. Today, if you're watching on video on YouTube or Spotify video, you can see we got pictures of the Bactrian treasure. It's and what the Taliban is really, some of this the Taliban is actually looking for right now. Scrolling through here, give you a few, and you ask yourself, well, what is the Bactrian treasure? So, and why is it called that, and all that good stuff? Well, we're going to get into it today. We're getting into it. So the bacteria was kind of Silk Road. It was kind of middle. Um, it was kind of below Alexandria, and you had the Hindu and the Kush underneath there, Pamir. Let's try to see this little map I'm looking at. It was pretty, very big back, 2,000 years ago. Well, trade. Of course, they had the caravans and such coming across from Asia and going into the Middle East and then Europe. They were trading silk and frankincense, myrrh, gold, you name it. And so back and forth. Of course, it was very dangerous time. If you were carrying you had a huge caravan, you had millions of dollars worth of merchandise, and yeah, I got my number one sponsor in my hand of always Dr. Pepper. Yes, I'm thirsty. Come on, Dr. Pepper, sponsor me. Well, I've put in for requests for that random knowledge for my jujitsu, but back to the story at hand. So, is it was a dangerous spot, dangerous times you were going through there, and you got millions of dollars worth of gold and incense and such. And of course, there was bad guys that wanted to have it just as much as you did. So, it it was very common for people to get robbed on the way and killed and murdered and buried in the middle of the desert and never seen from again. And this treasure here was actually it was found. Let's see, in 1978. I got it up on the screen by the Soviets. So and so they found it 46 years ago, and then I'm over here mind rambling along. The National Museum of Afghanistan had it. Of course, with everything going on in in Afghanistan and stuff, they were actually worried about the treasure getting ISIS taking it and all that kind of stuff when all that was going on. And so they hit it again. And right now, right now that the Taliban is looking for that treasure. Of course, you know, that's a lot of money. So if they could find that treasure, they could, they can pay for their ways of doing things. It's let's see here. I got it pulled up here. It's roughly 21,145 pieces of gold in the form of jewelry, coins, weapons, crowns, and other items adorned in jewels and gems. It was known as the largest collection of gold uh, in the world and represents the history and culture of the ancient Silk Road. It's amazing the different items and stuff. You if like I said you're watching, you can see pictures here. I'll scroll down and leave them up. And let them pull up for me. You can see other ones. The detail work and just amazing what people could do. In ancient times. Very talented people. A lot of people look down at older societies and stuff like that, but we're no better than they were. We might have we probably worse off. I've said that before. In some ways, we're actually worse off, because we are losing our common sense. We're losing our sense. So many more people are being not as smart as they used to be. As a group, there's still smart people here and there. No doubt, there's a lot of smart people there, but you know, it might be because we got our social medias and we can see the insanity and the ignorant ones out right in front of everybody. We can post and blast them. There's usually the ones that go viral because they're ignorant. But I go away from that. Well, that's a whole nother episode right there. Let's see what we got here going on. I'm gonna bring it. No, I don't want to bring that there. The treasure was unearthed. Let's see. Tell you a little more about the treasure. The treasure was unearthed in 1978 and 79 from 6 burial tombs for 5 women and 1 man. It was about a 2 hour car drive from Missouri Sharif. I might have said that right. I doubt it. A team of Soviet and Afghan archaeologists found the site outside of Shibaghan in northern Afghanistan, known to the locals as Tilya Tipi, or Hill of Gold, which was once situated a vital trade route in the ancient Greco-Bactrian kingdom that formed around 300 BC during the Alexander the Great's time. Let's see some more good information here. One of the tombs was a young woman in her 30s and was described as a nomadic priestess. Yeah, princess. By and inside were Roman coins made in the 1st century in modern day Lyon, France. Daggers from Siberian bears on it with I can't even talk today. I'm trying to read. I can't even read. I don't know what's wrong with me today. It's just one of them days. Guess I'm tired. Been out in the sun all day. I already did one podcast. So if you're watching this one after the other one, yeah, I still got the same shirt on because I'm doing them back to back. Fun fact. had daggers with Siberian bears, had an Indian medallion with the early depiction of Buddha, had golden belts, 5-inch tall gold leaf crown that even folded for transport, which that sounds freaking amazing. You can actually just kind of fold your put your crown in your pocket and you pull back out, put it on your head, and you're good to go. In case you need it. Uh, you know, it, and if you look at that, you're looking at so many. I'm over here getting away from the mic. You got so many different cultures and stuff like there. So it just showed you how prominent trade was, you know, from each side of the world. You know, you had Roman coins, and you had, you know, the daggers with Siberian bears from around Russia area, and then you had the India medallion from from India, you know. So that show Buddha, you know, that's a lot of ground right there of traveled, you know. You know, that's just like I said, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, it was what did I say earlier? 21,145 pieces. That's a lot. A lot of stuff to categorize and everything else. Uh, excuse me, got me a little spring cold or allergies or something. I don't know what the hell is going on. Got the sniffles. That's uh, after the church after the treasure was unearthed as it was taken to the Kabul Natural Museum for safekeeping and was really rarely shown because they're worried about people seeing it, which shame. I mean, it's amazing artifacts. You think, hey, this stuff should be shown and shown. Everybody should see it. One of them things, but they didn't. As Soviet occupation dragged on around the area and fighting became more regular around Kabul, officials became worried and they decided to move it to the presidential palace, and then later to a vault 3 stories underground. Even only a handful even knew it was there. They were really worried about somebody getting a hold of this priceless treasure. I mean, truly. I mean, having this amazing artifacts. I hate seeing how history, like ISIS going around destroying temples and stuff like that. Why are you destroying the history? I don't understand. Just out of spite. Why? People have done it for centuries, though. They destroyed one temple, a beautiful building, and then they put something else on top of it that wasn't even nowhere near what the first one was. You see that over at ancient sites over and over again. While you'll see their foundation is different, completely different, or larger stones, and but they've been doing it for history, for forever. But I don't make it's not less sad or like damn. but back to the story. A little of my ramblings. When the Soviets withdrew from Afghanistan in '89, there was rumors that where everything the treasure was, if it was been taken by the Soviets or was it melted down and sold for weapons or sold on the black market intact. It was they didn't know what happened to it. After the Taliban emerged victorious in post-Civil War in '96, many artifacts disappeared from the Kabul National Museum. During the chaos, roughly 70% of the items in the museum were stolen by looters and likely made their way in the black market. Though some have been recovered, a lot of them probably gone forever. Some probably melted. Some are probably in some rich a-holes, wall and stuff. Hey, look at this. That's where a lot of history is sitting at. A lot of history is sitting in museums. There's a lot of history sitting in some bunch of rich people's house that nobody knows. The few people who knew the Bactrian treasure location were tight-lipped for a good reason. Because for the Taliban during the 2000s, like I said, they were trying to, in ISIS, they're just trying to tear stuff up. If it didn't fit to Islam, they were destroying it. Um, yeah, I guess I don't understand it. Like I said, I don't understand that. Excuse me. In 2000, artifacts in the museum were destroyed by Taliban officials. They tried to stop them, but they wouldn't. They destroyed a couple of Buddhas, about Bamiyan, which reached as high as 180 feet and were carved in the 6th century. Having stood for 1,500 years, they were brought down machine guns, rockets, and dynamite. Oh, one. That's crazy. Yeah, this is the Buddha they destroyed. That's amazing. They carved it right out of the side of the mountain there. Of course, now it's uh, destroyed. That's crazy. But it didn't go. It went against their God, whatever. So, but that's amazing. That's something new to me. All right, back to our story here. It says here shortly after '01, uh, the U.S. and Allied forces closing in Kabul. Uh, Taliban officials went to the presidential palace where the vault held the country's foreign reserves and priceless treasure, though they did not know where it was. And they tried to get in. And it says that one of the guys actually was a Central Bank official, and they actually he let him in to the first vault, and with all the gold and silver and foreign currencies reserves. In the back was actually the Bactrian treasure. And they asked him asked him what was in there. He told him ceramics. And so they didn't mess with it since they just figured it was ceramics. So they knew it was the gold that was in there. It was sure been lost. The man who risked his life there, I don't even want to butcher his name. I was going to say his name, but I can't. That's Karzai, maybe. That's his last name. Yeah, Mr. Karzai. After Taliban left, he inserted the key into the vault lock and broke it off, according to the journal. When American forces closed in, the Taliban returned to find the vault inaccessible, sending them in a rage after threatening his life. They left, taking $4.5 million and him to jail. He spent 3 months in jail and was regularly beaten by Taliban guards until Hamid Karzai, president of the new Western-backed Afghan government, released him and gave him a job issuing money from the central bank. Once he was out of prison, he went back with a last minute and got into the vault. And the new government took stock of the reserves. The whereabouts of the Bactrian treasure were still kept under wraps as it sat in inconspicuous sealed cardboard boxes. The location was made known only to a few select. Still more rumors was whirled, and they actually in '04, the country actually being secure and is under control. So they actually uh, about 30 people were able to actually view the treasure. With the key, they said with the key missing, they actually had to saw open the vault and reveal the secrets. And so it would be studied for many years. The items would travel the world, visiting 13 countries while showcasing the Afghans' rich history. Uh, the Afghan government placed the treasure on display in Presidential Palace in 2021. Uh, the Taliban released a statement saying they had an obligation to robustly protect, monitor, and preserve items that were important to Afghan history. The Kabul fell back into the hands of the Taliban less than 6 months later. The Afghan government collapsed, and the fate of the Bactrian treasure and 800,000 other items possessed in the National Museum was again called into question. And now in '96, the Taliban is aware of the treasure and actually hunting for it. It remains unknown if the treasure is even in Afghanistan, but nobody has said anything about it. So they have no idea where it's at now. Maybe the Smithsonian's got it back in the back of a dungeon or something like that, or maybe it's like uh, Indiana Jones, you know when they put the Ark of the Covenant in that box and put it with the rest of the greatest treasures in the world. This boxes with numbers on it in a big warehouse. It's a possibility, Um, anything's possible. Here's one of the pictures of them. If you're watching, here's one of the pictures of the daggers. That's pretty amazing. Um, and you got pictures. Here's the coins from Rome right here. Um, just amazing. I was trying to see if I had. I guess maybe that's the crown. Maybe that folded up. That's pretty wild. But what do you think? Where do you think the treasure is now? Is it lost forever? Will we ever find it again? Anything's possible. Hopefully, it's not been melted and turned into just money to buy crap to kill people with. But anything's possible. That is a possibility, a good possibility. Maybe Smithsonian's got it. They got a lot of stuff they don't show nobody. They got warehouses of stuff that they ain't letting nobody see nothing. So, what do you think? What are your ideas on this? Just throwing it out there. What do you think? Leave your comments and questions in the bottom, and let me know. And that's all I got for today on this one here. I appreciate y'all listening. If you made this far of my rambling and stuff, I appreciate it. And I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. And please like and comment, share. Going to be more fun content coming soon. And as always, keep on keeping on. And peace and chicken grease. And let me end with this. Please, suicide prevention. Please, if you have any help, please reach out to someone. Do not do the definites. No chance. If you take your life, there's no chance of anything. If you're still alive, there's still an opportunity. Something good could happen. So please, please try to take a chance and reach out. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. I'll listen to anybody talk about anything. Get it, what is it? Um, hashtag, not hashtag, pound 811 for suicide prevention. Just go to a church. That's anything. I mean, anything you can, anybody, just reach out, please. All right. Now I'll leave that on that. Y'all be good.